Can they ruin the big dog's big night? We're here at Allianz. What a scene, what an occasion. Collins comes charging back and has coughed up the ball in the first run of the game.
We have a captain's challenge from the Roosters, disputing the decision of a lost ball they believe is stripped.
Davies Moali's left arm is locked under the ball. He then strips it out. The challenge is successful.
First win of the night for the Roosters. Andrew Johns, Billy Slater here with me. This is what the game is all about.
Well, you can feel the importance of the game, can't you, already? There's been one hit up. This means a lot to these two teams.
Wait, really, David, wait.
So the Roosters with 2 wins over South Sydney last year. The telling blow in round 27, it was a must-win to keep their finals aspirations alive. South dipped out. They led the comp last year after 11 rounds and missed the finals. Capitulation that has continued through this year, if you will, with none and 2 from their first 2 games. Brandon Smith away now for Victor Radley. And a Rooster chant inside a minute. They're on the 40. Tedesco, he's been back to his best for the first 2 games of the year. Plenty of metres, plenty of tackle breaks, and here's the first kick of the evening. Taken well by Alex Johnston, who needs just 2 tries to equal Billy Slater as the second greatest try scorer this game has had. Tane Milne plays a 50th game for South tonight, and he's really shoved back with the venom in that tackle. Havili got tripped over as he tried to scamper from dummy half. That was the change that was being forecast all week. Havili in and Cook to the bench.
Yeah, you can see how tight the Rabbitohs have become with all the outside backs coming into the middle of the field. Sometimes they come in for the work, but it just congests the defensive line also.
And what a night for Dean Hawkins. His opening kick flies down the ground and it's taken by Daniel Tupou. Round 3 of the year and a change in the number 7. It's his 7th NRL appearance, but he is the reigning New South Wales Cup Player of the Year. And he's been part of this South Sydney system for quite some time, Dean Hawkins. Radley now, taken by Totola up over the halfway. Smith to Maria Hargreaves, and he runs towards another hard man, and Kaloa Matangi, and ran straight over him, and played it quickly for Smith to scamper. Another quick play of the ball, Radley in the dummy half, and Sandon Smith. Where's Luke Keary's jumper tonight? It bounces off legs here, and Milne has the ball back, but there is a knock on.
Billy, in this situation when the ball goes up, somebody has to contest it. Someone has to catch the ball.
Well, the other thing in the back of the Rabbitohs' minds, there are some great aerial jumpers in the Roosters team. On that side of the field, you've got Daniel Tupou and you've got Suoliti. You've got no doubt that Milne will be thinking about those guys coming through and attacking the football. Down to you, Freddie.
Well, it's a good night for attacking, Billy. Conditions are absolutely beautiful. They say there's a breeze behind the Roosters, but inside here, you can't feel it. And the atmosphere, it is electric. Every time someone gets knocked over, an error, they're just wanting something to happen. They're frothing, ready for drama. Here we go.
Young for the corner! He scored on Cuptaboo last week and he scores inside 4 minutes here. They did not number up at all, South Sydney.
Got their numbers terribly wrong here, the Rabbitohs. It was 4 versus 3, and it was James Tedesco who moved late. He's been in some form, the Roosters captain in 2024. You can just see him shifting over to the right-hand side on the Harvey Norman replay. Great set of hands, could feel the pressure coming from Johnston, and just delivered a beautiful pass to Dom Young, who opens the scoring for the Roosters.
That was too easy. That wasn't even a training gallop. New combinations defending together. The Ewing fan cam there, look at the Chooks supporters. They're happy and they're well hydrated by the look of it.
Had a good day.
Their new combinations defending together on that left side. Jack White, Cody Walker, Alex Johnson. I don't think they were all on the same page there. And then Dominic Young, he scores tries for fun. Had to get this sorted.
Complete mystery.
Too easy.
Well, normally the defenders have a player in behind the scrum that swings with James Tedesco, but the Rabbitohs are asleep at the wheel there.
There wasn't much pressure from the scrum.
It's a lovely kick by Walker, 6-0. Latrell with the resumption and the Roosters with the lead. Collins comes charging back and a timely offload as it's being shoved towards his own goal line. Away for Daniel Tupou. There is some tall timber out wide for the Roosters. He, one of the game's best jumpers on the left-hand side, and Dominic Young, the freakish try scorer on the other. JWH. An offload, well done, Tedesco, hunting. Taken by Murray, who is celebrating a milestone of his own tonight, won 50 games for South Sydney. And Manu up near the halfway, they're dominating the middle of the field. Smith with a run, wins 15 metres. This is fast and powerful by Trent Robinson's men. Mills tackled in the air.
No. Take it.
It doesn't take much to inflame the tensions, and the referee Ashley Klein was over there to ensure things didn't get out of hand. Joseph Swaliki forgot the rules for a moment.
Tano Mill, you don't need much to get him fired up. He loves a bit of the argy-bargy. Myself and Billy were down there on the field before. Joseph Suaalii, I believe how big he is.
Huge. From waist down, he's big legs, strong. He's an athlete.
While they play, Murray, now Walker. And Latrell Mitchell.
Well, that's a good sign. There was space, and Latrell decided to take him on down that left side. And he gets the ball coming around. He's got Sam Walker in front of him. That could be a battle, Latrell and Sam Walker.
I know this bloke hasn't been too far from origin calculations. Tavita Totola. And then Walker shifts to the other side. Goes to Jacob Host. 99th NRL game tonight for Jacob. Now Moala. That was the last tackle. It was a forward pass to a front rower.
Well, he was slow to get the dummy half. Avili, in the juniors coming through at the Warriors, he played dummy half. Mostly the last couple of years he's been playing interchange in the front row. Just a bit late getting the dummy half there. Missed his assignment.
Up together! Jacob Wade!
Watch the Roosters off the dummy half. Their forwards are throwing cutout passes nice and flat, which is getting them wide of the ruck. And at the moment, they're just getting those one-on-one tackles with that width off the dummy half.
And Tedesco loves this stuff off a quick play the ball. Hunting up the middle, inside South Sydney territory. Walker. Playmaker in chief this evening without Luke Keary out there. He and Sandon Smith combine in the halves for the first time in an NRL game. For Alex Johnston. 18 tries in 22 derbies for Alex, the most of any player in South Sydney versus Roosters games. Tass that was with it, and now Milne. The right of the Blue Mountains and back Damien Cook, is that fit?
You're calling forward.
Yeah, look out when Cookie gets on the field. He's fast out of dummy half, and he'll be playing against some fatigued men.
It's a prudent point, Billy. It's been touted in media circles as a demotion for Damien Cook. It's more a tactical move, is it not? As Murray pokes his head through and offloads, and the Roosters win it back. It was JWH. And now Tedesco. So much zest about his play coming into this new season. 11 tackle breaks in 2 games for Teddy. Walker feeding Dixon out. Yes, Brad?
I was talking to Luke Keary about last week's game, and he said that they passed the ball too much, according to Trevor, playing like Manly, and they needed to run straighter and harder. And I think we've seen that tonight.
No panic by the South Sydney outside defence there. Swaliti picked up in the tackle on the last. Now Sandon Smith. It's a brilliantly weighted kick. No one wanted to catch it again.
Billy, whose job there to catch the ball?
Well, it's the player coming from outside in. You want to go into the line of the football. You've got Jack Whiten and Alex Johnston, and whoever's it's in front of, it's probably Jack Whiten's there. He probably had more eyes for the opponent, Joey Manu, coming through than he did for the football. But someone's got to call that ball and go up for it. Be aggressive in that situation.
It's 2 high bombs.
On the Latrell, he's gone with the stinger. It's been kicked back towards South Sydney, and they've got the ball back.
Well, the opening 11 minutes has been 2 attacking bombs, and both of them hit the ground. They've got to get that sorted, the Bunnies.
Yeah, this is good. Latrell involved. Saw an opening, but Maria Hargreaves is not going to let him go anywhere. He won 2 titles as a Rooster, Latrell. He knows them better than most. No quarter given in this local clash. Johnston. Sitting ducks at the moment. Some of the Sydney players, and a big shot by Swaliti.
Wow.
The intensity of line speed. So the Roosters, the great Roosters teams were renowned for that. Rushing up in defence, hitting hard. And now Young, a risky ball, but it bounces fortuitously, and there's ample room for Swaliti, who gets it back over the top in one hand, and it's been knocked on by Tedesco.
Well, it's really positive play here by the Roosters. And Joseph Suaalii, who we just saw shoot out of the line.
Come in the middle, shot clock line, in the middle, guys.
Dean Hawkins only just missed him. You see Suaalii on the far side work back to position. This is the width that Joey was talking about they're playing with, and they're all working for one another. He gets back into position, finds himself a real opportunity because he's worked hard early. They just couldn't ice this one. That's the first mistake for the Roosters here. But it's real positive play.
There's a halfback and a front rower over on that side of the ground, so that's why Young was so quick to try and get the ball over.
Is that Totola? Yeah. Cover, then great effort from the big man. They need to get through this set. Get through this set. Build some pressure. Brett. Freddie.
Yeah, this will be the first time South Sydney actually get a set of 6 down in the Roosters' end. Well, they messed up their last opportunity, sorry, with a poor kick or a poor 5th tackle option. I saw Cody Walker kicking a lot of balls to the other side. Let's look for that, how he finishes this set.
Big contact on Davey Moale. 21 tomorrow, Davey. Nearly played 40 NRL games already. Hawkins, Cody Walker, Isaiah Tass. Rooster jumpers everywhere. Now Hawkins. No good. 7 tackle set, danger. Real danger. No one was onside. And the fans agree. No one had retired the 10. Now Tedesco in broken play. Great footwork again.
Yeah, those attacking kicks for the Rabbitohs have got to drop a little bit shorter. They've got 4 of the best exponents under the high ball in their outside backs. They've got to sit it on Walker and Sandon Smith.
He's had a barnstorming start and a milestone game. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. Over 30 test matches for New Zealand to go with those 300 games. An offload picked up on the bump. Collins sends it away. Smith with some deft footwork. And now Dom Young. He nearly runs over the top of Johnson. He did actually, but there was some backup. It was Whiten. Gee, they look red hot with the ball. Walker off the left foot. Nearly gets it through. He does get it through. Sam Walker. Oh, that's a Langer reincarnated.
Well, his father, Ben Walker, played with Alfie Langer. They've helped mature and coach this young fella, and this is how he plays. He backs himself. If he sees something on, he doesn't care where on the field. And this time, Harvey Norman replay, he gets the ball, sees some space and just backs himself. And he's one of those players like Alfie Langer, the ball bounces for him. I love watching him play, he just backs himself. If the long pass is on, he'll throw it. If he sees an option with a kick, he'll just back himself. So good to see a halfback who's willing to back himself and play outside the structure.
Well, he's been given the extra responsibility with no Luke Keary here tonight, and he's got the keys to the team. And that's the first player that I thought of when he scored that try, is Alan Langer. I thought I was 8 years old watching Alfie play. Must be something in the water up there in Ipswich.
He was in Queensland camping to Billy. What's he like?
He's a really outgoing young lad.
Not Alfie.
A little bit like Alfie, actually, off the field. But he loves his footy, and I love the fact that he looks for different ways. He's not the traditionalist. He doesn't play exactly like every other halfback. He's found his own style.
If Alfie had his way, it'd be 4x in the water up there.
It might be. He's only 21, Sam.
Stay behind, guys. Hey, Junior, on that last tackle, just stay away from that ruck area. Yeah, I know you move, but just stay right away. Stay behind!
The Roosters are charging. Looking to stretch this recent run of dominance to 4 wins in the last 5 games against South Sydney, who have got to do something defensively to stop this. Waerea-Hargreaves has been magnificent. Just hard running up the middle. Here's Matt Butcher. He's from the bench in the first 2 games of the season. And look at Smith taking advantage of this middle field dominance. He runs from dummy half, runs for 20 metres. There's only one marker there.
I think the Bunnies coach will have to go to his bench. Some of his big men, is Latrell, some of his big men are just out on their feet. They're just losing the run. Every player around the run, they just can't slow it down.
Oh, what?
Roosters, 64% of possession. There it is.
He got jarred with that run to Jack. They're going nowhere. Here's Tats now. So Tane Milne, my apologies. Same side of the field. There's a run to Toller. Ekes out every last metre before Hawkins joins in. 2, 3 bounces. Sits up beautifully for Tedesco. And there's Damien Cook. Well, it didn't take long. 18 minutes and he's already out there. So Billy stays on the field also. So Cook will go to dummy half and Avilli to play as a middle forward. 12-0 Roosters lead. And JWH playing out 2 passes wide and charging with no thought of a sidestep. Post the defender. And now Sam. It bounces end over end over end, and it might have, they're saying it's a goal line dropout. I don't know whether the point of the ball landed on the dead ball line.
I've got
Alex
bouncing
Johnston
in shadowing.
thinks that the point of the ball did land on the dead ball line
The ball
before he
touches
hit it.
him before there's any
Now
risk of
look at
contact.
this, and it did. I think it did. They're going to change this one. That was close, but there's a real opportunity to kick early in the tackle count against the Rabbitohs. There's plenty of space back there.
It's just been a monster. Look at the speed of line by the Roosters. Bradley up fast that time.
Kepi, he's on the field.
And he'll add some punch, won't he? Now Murray playing out to Hawkins and host. Swali'i sensed a slight intercept opportunity, and some of those stick on occasions. That one didn't.
The last time they came down, they had some attacking field position. Havili threw the ball forward on the last play, and then the young halfback, Dean Hawkins, kicked the ball in goal. He's got to get a result in the last play. Freddie?
They're one of those teams, South. Sometimes they look like they're bumbling along, and all of a sudden they turn that into points. They're quite marvellous how they can do that. Look like they're just being dominated, and all of a sudden the scoreboard starts ticking over.
We've seen that repeatedly over the years. Now Whiten against the retreating defence that time. It's a battle, isn't it? Whiten v Manu. And Kepi doesn't mind the rough stuff. It's probably a good time to have him out there. Totola, hulking frame, and a good run to match. They're down within striking distance here. Damien Cook plays out to Dean Hawkins, around the back now to Walker. And Isaiah Tass with an underneath pass. Satili Tupanua in defence. 3 metres away. Cook to Murray, now 6 more. 6 more, the skipper Murray in 150, nearly gets there. He didn't reach out because he knew he had the benefit of a restarted tackle count. Pass goes to Walker, he's going to kick to the in goal on tackle 1. Tapped over the back.
Well, that was a big play from Cody Walker. He's similar to Sam Walker. He backs himself. Here's Cam Murray. Talk about South Sydney struggling to start of the year. Here's one guy who has worked himself to a standstill. Here's Cody Walker. Sees space on the first tackle. Ooh. They'll go short.
Brandon Smith didn't think about contesting the ball. He just wanted to belt the man that caught it. Caught the ball. That was Murray. Now Kepi. So as Brad has prefaced, South do have the ability to turn a game around fairly quickly, and a try here would go a long way to doing that. Totola in line with the right-hand post. There was space for Cook outside of Tedesco. He couldn't get through, but they get 6 more. Hawkins for Cody Walker. Kaloa Matangi now. He beat Butcher. He beat Maria Hargreaves. He beat Smith. He gets the ball away. Hawkins now has a look up. Jacob Host rattled by a good shot from Tupanua.
Ball clear, no balance and control.
Oh, no.
Incorrect play the ball.
You're playing with the ball, that's why it's
Well, it's a mistake by South Sydney, but
lost ball.
the Roosters are moving really well on their try line. Playing with a lot of effort here tonight, the Chooks. I didn't see too much wrong with that.
He was talking about the ball plan.
Makes the ruck quicker than what it should have been. Okay. It's a scrum. Let's go. You can't ball plan, right? So that takes away a lot of the rights there in regards to the letting go of you. Let's
So
go.
if the ball is planted,
guys,
it
let's
takes
go.
away. any players putting hands on him from the opposition. Help. Something.
They can't put the ball on the ground before they rise to their feet. And if there's an incorrect play the ball after putting the ball on the ground before you rise to your feet, it's an error.
Well, there's no doubt he's done that. I suppose the confusing part was there was no lost ball or anything like that, so more often than not we see referees allowing that to pass, but not in this instance. Radley. 7 wins in their last 10 games here at home. The Roosters. Unbelievable stadium. To think the first 2 games played here were between these teams. What a kick! It landed in no man's land. No one's interested in catching these balls.
Billy, talk to me.
What do you want? You want him to get in and catch it himself?
Come on.
Well, what he
Look
does
at the
here
greatest fullback of all
Play the ball
time.
back up here, guys.
Someone's got to be organising from the back 3.
Well, what he does here is he kicks it as far as his chasers can get to it. He only kicks the ball 20, 25 metres. Therefore, Latrell Mitchell has to travel 20 metres to get to the ball. But you're right, you've got to contest the football. That's 3 times that they've let the ball bounce.
Well, the game with a speed like this, if you've got to get to a threat, you've got to get there quickly. You've got to sprint to the threat. These big games, faster pace. You can't jog. You've got to be sprinting to the threat.
Oh, that is a very timely tackle by the man celebrating 300. I wonder how many of them he's put on throughout his career.
That's a statement.
Kepi this time, down to Brad.
I was talking to Ivan Cleary a couple of years ago, and I said, is there a stat that tells you you're going to win the game? He said, yeah, contested kicks. If you contest more kicks than them, you normally win.
Well, that's a fascinating insight. Whiten didn't want to contest the kick there, but he certainly contested the man, and Dominic Young felt all of it. Nat Butcher started all but 1 game last year for the Roosters and reclaims a starting spot this evening. Great offering. Tedesco buzzing.
Well, he's everywhere tonight, Tedesco. His support plays, anticipation, first class.
Smith from inside 40. He's had a great impact, hasn't he? Brandon Smith with his power running from dummy half. And this bounces the other way, and Johnston fortuitously has the speed to recover from that very awkward bounce. And White had no one to pass it to, so you take it 1 out. Crunched by Radley. Keon Kaloa-Matangi. An incisive charge up to the halfway. Played quickly by Cook and Walker with a run. Another ball being lost. That was the best build-up
You guys want it?
the Souths have probably managed in the first 26 minutes, but they can't complete the set.
It was on the back of a charge from Keon Kaloa-Matangi. He's been excellent. Kaloa-Matangi tonight. This is a big set of 6 coming up here. Once again, possession and a lot of the momentum with the Roosters.
Playing with great width, the Roosters.
Wait for the break.
The wingers are really wide. They're using the football out of dummy half with wide passes off Brandon Smith. And when they get a quick play the ball, you see the likes of James Tedesco get in and around the ruck. It all comes from their width.
Terrell May out on the ground. Yes, Brad?
Yeah, well, Connor Watson's about to take the field. The last time he played was round 22, 2022. And he was the second interchange. Kenny Callender would have loved that.
He would. So would Richie Beno.
Well, he needs to be watched, Connor Watson, around the ruck. Lightning quick. He could tear this ruck apart.
I'm sure Kenny Callender will be cheering a few home at 66-1 on Golden Slipper Day tomorrow. What a ball! Dom Young herring down the wing. Walker's in support, and the Roosters are flying.
Yeah, just watch this pass by the Roosters skipper. James Tedesco. He just floats it over the top and puts it right in front of Dom Young. He doesn't break stride. Harvey Norman replay, using that width of the field, and then just sees the space and just floats the ball over the top. And Dom Young, he draws the fullback, little Sammy Walker, and he picks up a double. That's a pass.
We don't see that too much from James Tedesco. His ball playing on the edge. All energy around the ruck, supporting, bouncing in first receiver. He can really do it. His ball playing is really good, but it's not an area of the game where you see too much of that from James Tedesco, but once again showing his class.
Well, he was criticised at some stages last year, Joey, and listening to Trent Robinson talk after round 1, he said his captain came back early. He didn't have to come back until after Christmas, but he was back before Christmas.
I understand
putting in the work.
He did not miss a session in the off-season.
And you can see the result of it.
Well, Alex
He's
Johnson,
everywhere. He's super fit.
Alex Johnson got up past the ball. You saw Tedesco double pump, and then he looked up and saw Alex Johnson up past the ball. And it was a cracking pass to Dominic Young. Jeez, bunnies.
They're being picked apart on that side in particular. A double for Sam Walker.
Well, they're ready to strike anywhere on the field. That play came from halfway, and they were pulling the trigger. They're in formation. They know their role. They're on tonight.
Let's stay behind, guys. Stay behind.
Nothing in the local derby. And back comes Terrell May, one of the most improved players in the competition. Bradford.
That hasn't been a big part of Teddy's game, sweeping around the back and finding that 3-on-2. And you got to say the combination between him and Dom Young already shows you the influence of a winger, a good winger. His timing, his speed, his width from the ball. I think you can see why Newcastle are missing Dom Young. He's a brilliant player. Just the way he's running onto that ball, he gives the ball player a great target. We're actually going to be hearing from his dad actually at half-time. Danica's going to be speaking to Dom Young's father.
Very good. Well, actually, both these boys are at the Roosters, Brad, because Alex played in the New South Wales Cup game.
Yeah, they didn't get the result this afternoon, but Brett Morris is doing a great job coaching Harry. And I've got to say, he looks exactly like Dom.
He's taller.
The old man.
No, the brother.
Oh. Now Mitchell. I just want to try before half-time, try and get it back to 12 points. You know, they flew out the second half against Brisbane last week. So I suppose that we're saying that there's potency enough in this South Sydney lineup that an 18-0 deficit is far from insurmountable. Tallis Duncan in 15th on the ground. Now here's Hawkins with another kick aimed towards Chubo and Tedesco. The latter takes it comfortably, and Duncan, only 95 kilos for a back rower, this young man. He's a bit of a mini Murray, if you will.
Well, there's still 8.5 minutes to go before half-time, Joey, but what would you say to the Rabbitohs at half-time if you're the coach?
Well, the first thing would be ruck defence. I think with the width you're speaking about, I think the outside defenders from the Rabbits are getting nervous and pulling apart, which makes the defenders in the middle of the field more vulnerable. They've got to improve their ruck defence. And then the first 10 minutes, second half, is build the game. Build the game. Get through some sets, put some pressure on them. But at the moment, the ruck defence is just getting blasted by the Roosters.
Smith for Swally, good break by Tane Milne.
It was a great tackle. He stuck to his opponent as well. Really important tackle.
Someone catch it. Latrell's there. Could you imagine Gus at home with all these bombs hitting the ground?
What does Gus say? You let the ball bounce.
And quite disappointment into your life. He'll be blowing his Twitter account up as we speak. And now Johnston. 4 tackles used. South just past their 30. And Duncan tackled strongly by Collins and Butcher.
He's a good player, Tallis Duncan. A lot of potential.
Awkward. Tedesco gets it. He's going to engage Dom Young for the carry back. Oh, and the ground he covers with that gigantic stride.
Just with this fatigue, the amount of first up missed tackles. They need half-time desperately, the Bunnies.
Questions over both Roosters centres in terms of their futures at the club going forward. We know Swaliki's heading off, and Manu, from what we understand, might be heading off for some time in rugby. All that's to pan out. Walker loves the pass and gets some really ball to Manu. Whiten sticks to it. Good to play 5. Up she goes. Mitchell took off early and took it sweetly. Controlled performance by the Roosters. Leaning on the scoreboard and have South Sydney playing from their own end.
There's a fatigue alert. Getting up to near 5 minutes. No stoppages. A lot of players, hands on hips. Really under fatigue.
Murray playing wide now. Walker, Whiten beat one. He beat Radley coming across. Young gets him. That's promising.
These are the times of the games, Joey, that you've got to buddy up with your key players. You've got to get Latrell and Cody Walker together.
Oh, Tony's found some space on the other side of the ground. Inside ball. That was brilliant. It's with Tass this time. Sells a dummy. Walker gets him. What about Kaloamatangi? One side to the other. South City have to capitalise. Mitchell spears a pass away. It'll be a penalty.
No.
Hang on, I'm sure there was a 6 to go. Bell that rung.
No, for the ruck.
And the referee didn't ask for it.
Well, it was for the play before. It was at the ruck. But they found each other, Latrell and Cody.
Hey, no, it's 6 again.
There's a real opportunity off the back of Kaloamatangi's line break. Here it is here, hurdling his way down the field. Isaiah Tass. He dummies to Latrell Mitchell, and Mitchell gets into dummy half. And then Cody, he just hits a hole outside his fullback. Oh, there's an opportunity. Big tackle, Joey Manu.
Great tackle, Joey Manu. Once again, Kaloamatangi, he's one player who can hold his head up high.
Don't walk it, Sam. Get it in. Don't walk it.
Westpac red zone.
Break.
Oh, the Bunnies.
Wow.
The Bunnies, 10-2.
Stand now. Strong. Okay, 1. Come on, Jacob. Back on, Jacob.
If they get some confidence. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, lifting a leg.
Well, we talk about completing sets, and we usually talk about completing sets in attack, but also you got to complete your sets in defence. We saw that stat, the Westpac red zone. 10 play the balls to the Bunnies in the 20-metre zone. But drop balls, given 7 tackle restarts, and then there's been a couple of leg ups like that, giving them penalties. You just cannot do that.
Super Noah Jard and a good tackle. It is multicultural round, which recognises and celebrates the diverse cultural backgrounds that make rugby league the greatest game of all. Show your colours, celebrate your culture, and learn about others also. NRL multicultural round, stronger together. Played by May. Watson goes one way, plays the other. And Smith underneath to Sitili Tupanua. The Roosters have a 60% winning strike rate when Sitili Tupanua's in their team. And now Tedesco. On play number 5. Walker to the sky. Comfortable for Latrell. Have a look at this kick chase. Impossible to make any inroads in that kick chase. Now Whiten.
Well, that's 17 completed sets from 19 opportunities for the Roosters, and going to complete sets against any team, it's the Rabbitohs. You don't want to give Latrell Mitchell opportunities down the other end of the field. Make him bring it off his own try line.
Yeah, there could be an injury here for the 5'8" Samuel Smith. Came out of that tackle holding a shoulder or an arm. Left arm. He's in all sorts.
Duncan playing the link man. Not a great pass to Latrell. And that's coming to White. Now for Johnston. Monitoring Sandon Smith. Cody kicks one up high. And Young spills it. And he's offside.
He's offside.
90 seconds until half time.
Did I worry you with the whistle? Yeah, they were
I'd
offside.
like to know what Cody Walker's thinking. He's blowing at the moment. He's going to take some deep breaths. Here's the key. The halfback, Dean Hawkins, he's got to think, how do I get the ball to Cody and where I get the ball to Cody.
A pivotal final minute of this first half. You just feel if South can jag one, they're far from out of this. Murray. The Roosters' defence has been most admirable. Duncan playing on the Kepi. Good tackle. Lost the ball. He lost it.
Who was this over? Was this Nat Butcher? Have a look at the
Where do you want it?
shoulder under the ball by Nat Butcher. Sean Kepi goes to the line on his own, no support around him. And then Nat Butcher, he's got a build to be able to whack short and stocky. He just goes whack, timing underneath the ball. Big half time coming up for Jason Demetrio. He's got to make his players believe.
Souths have not started a season 0-3 since 2008.
Yeah, but it's good like all you got your legs and the ball never touched the ground. Yeah, so they held it in release. Well, no, but
For the Roosters, though, this is evidence that they are a very different proposition in 2024. The most impressive first half, they lead South Sydney 18-0. Well, South Sydney roared out after half-time last week, albeit in a defeat to Brisbane. They have to replicate that. That's one issue. The other one's trying to stem the Roosters' dominance on this game, which has been profound. And that's not a positive sign straight after half-time. No one really waiting at... Oh, gee, they have messed that up grandly.
Second play of second half. Wow.
Nafahu White.
Last week against Manly, he couldn't be tackled.
Oh! Big shot. White, not Tedesco, but the rubber man bounced away. Now made. That's 30 tackles for Cam Murray, by the way.
I'm going to talk about his stats next break of play.
Now Butcher, lovely tackle. Tedesco, he's back over there again. Now Young, across to the middle. Dallas Duncan missed him. Gets as far as Host. He couldn't get him. Neither could Hawkins. Neither could Duncan again. Sam Walker, left foot step. They were waiting for a kick. Connor Watson now keeps it alive. Back from the Fahu White. They cannot make one-on-one tackles here. White gets it around. Sanders Smith throws it on the boot. There's a try-scoring chance. Manu!
Stop it.
Incredible.
Stop it.
Incredible.
Wow, what a try this is by the Roosters. It was Jack White who flew in, tried to make a big tackle. He bounced off, needed to stick to his opponent. But this will look really good on the Harvey Norman replay. Sammy Walker just searching for space, comes back in field, finds Connor Watson, and then White. He throws an offload, and then it's drop kicked by Sandon Smith. Still a bit of work to do for Joey Manu, but like I mentioned in the first half, they got some leapers out wide. They're just competing at the moment, the Roosters.
Everything's gone the Roosters, hasn't it? Any 50-50 ball, whether in the air or on the ground, the Roosters have got it. There's another example. The ball in the air, Alex Johnson and Manu going for the ball. Manu comes up trumps. Geez, the halftime speech. Whether he tried to lift his team, Jason Demetrio, they go out. Second play, spilled the lollies. White in 15. Last week at Brookvale against Manly, he was incredible off the bench. They couldn't tackle him.
That was the tackle that needed to be made. And Jack White jamming in, bounced off White, and then a little bit of luck off the boot of Sandon Smith.
Where do you see the Roosters, Bill? Genuine?
I've been really impressed with them tonight. I think the way that they've been attacking with their football, great width, everyone's in position.
But a genuine premiership
absolutely.
threat. Yeah,
absolutely.
Walker's kick beautiful. Nothing. Roosters on a rampage. Back comes Nafahu White. He's all muscle. He wouldn't even be 6 foot, but he's posing physical beast when he runs it hard. Now Tupou.
Look at the meter eaters. All the back three for the Roosters.
Watson's been slippery.
They're just pulling through tackles now.
There's a train of thought, Andrew, that all the talk during the week and the Ilias axing and the Trolls been in the headlines and South being largely written off, that would be enough to galvanise this team into a performance tonight. That has not transpired at all.
Yeah, something's missing. Something's missing. Because on paper, that team, the Roosters, the Rabbits have got, it's a dead set top 8 team.
Let's go to Mr. 40-20, Brad Fittler.
Oh, what a moment. What a moment.
Yeah.
38,000, all looking down at me. Just kept the head down.
Kick straight through it.
Can you believe how slow that ball was going when it went over the line? It was embarrassing.
Well done. Well done. Five breath. Did you get a cut of it?
The RMs. The pants are that tight too. I was nervous there was going to be a split.
I was wondering whether you changed the shoes.
I didn't know whether I was going to slip over like Darren Lockyer. Anyway.
Well,
he won $5 grand, Connor. What a lovely fella.
Yeah, well done.
Surely there's a drink in it for you, Freddie.
Well, I've been chasing him up, don't worry.
10% commission. At least you didn't ping your hamstring like you did in the nines that time.
That was the quad. Marty Kennedy was chasing me down.
Quad. Even worse. He's still got it. He's slowly in out. Brad, a comment on this. I just mentioned to Andrew that often when you're under duress and there's been a lot of public speculation surrounding Souths, you expected a response here against the Roosters, but nothing has come.
Yeah, you do until pressure gets applied. and they just haven't handled any pressure at all from the Roosters' attack or their defence. Their ability to hold the ball, the Roosters at the moment, they've been coming out of trouble, very uncomplicated. We spoke earlier about just running hard and not trying to shift the ball and make easy meters. And then when they've come down, they've just backed themselves, and they've found a team that aren't defending together, who actually are not handling pressure and the stress of the game at all.
Well, you talk about building pressure. First play of the game, they rake the ball.
That's just giving in. You're just giving in.
Oh, Mitchell got hit hard. Really hard.
Sammy Walker, oh, he's got his head in the wrong spot here.
Tackle 3, he's grabbing his head.
You get an elbow or a knee?
Looks like he might have a burner here,
I thought it was come on. Let's not react. I thought it was
Got his body right in front, Sammy Walker. This was the play before. That was White and Mitchell. Latrell looking at the referee, and Sammy Walker.
Oh, he gets the elbow. Elbow of Jack White right at the temple.
So while Sam's getting some treatment tomorrow night, there's an epic boxing card. Free for all, Stan Sports subscribers featuring Tevita Pangai Jr. against dangerous Kiwi heavyweight Rafael Sau. Undefeated Australian Olympian Paulo Akuso goes into battle for the WBA Oceania light heavyweight title, as well as Teramona Jr. and Tina Rahimi beginning their final preparations ahead of the Paris Olympics. So as some of Australian boxing's finest on display, the fists and the ferocity begins at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night, live and exclusive on Stan Sport. Tevita Pangai Jr.
You're going to put your hand up, Billy, to go in one of those boxing matches? I heard Nelson Osifa Solomona wants to fight.
I think they're in a slightly different weight category.
Need a bat. Well, Sam Walker's been told he has to leave the field now, go and undergo a HIA. Brandon Smith's running on the field. I'd say Connor Watson will go in the halves, and Brandon will go back to his familiar position of number 9.
Looks like he's put some weight on in the off-season. Sam Walker, good weight. Looks like he's built up a little bit.
So Tom Burgess, this is his first involvement in the game as far as goes. Walker. Tass had the ball in one hand, wanted to offload. There was no willing support available. Walker away now to Hawkins. Sends a kick up. Cook says Matangi, but the ball was too deep. And Tedesco has been in all the right places at all the right times once more this evening. Tupou Jard. Dallas Duncan without the headgear. Dallas Duncan, I know you said you're a fan, Andrew. He's 95 kilos playing in the back row.
I think every club, every team needs one of those small forwards, really quick, tough, like a Reuben Cotter, those sort of players.
Yeah, that defence is a real feature of his game too. Loves getting nice and low and driving through with his shoulder.
Back a few years when Reuben Cotter emerged on the scene, you're thinking this is an unfashionable style player. Well, it's all the rage now.
Well, with the pace of the game, you get one of those, well, he's not lightweight, 95 kilos, you said, but quick over the ground.
When you've got a name like Tallis, you've got to be aggressive.
The only similarity is their name.
I wonder if the eyes roll like the Raging Bull.
He's not a Queenslander either, Billy.
I know.
You would have known if he was. Played by Milne over the halfway. Cook, Duncan, Walker, Mitchell tries some footwork, but his old teammate, his old sparring partner, Joey Manu, but he's taken nicely. Good tackle, Watson around the legs. Whiten. Burgess. Good offload. Cook on the back up. And the pace to get away from Brandon Smith. Now Walker, this has come off legs, and there'll be 6 more tackles. And Tom heard the call before he thought about kicking it just as well. Well, they've got a great try-scoring chance here. To be any hope, they've got to score. They have to nail this.
High tackle. I thought he was falling.
Right.
Wouldn't have been Victor, would it?
On the line, guys.
Good boy this year,
Guys,
Victor.
make sure
Well,
we
he's one of
play.
those lightweight forwards, although I think he's put some weight. He's playing at 94 kilos. Oh, no, sorry, 104.
Oh, cut on the tongue. That's a mismatch like Slater versus Arsenal Solomona. Kalaamatangi versus Smith. Burgess, 5 out, right in line with the black dot. Walker feeds Jacob Host. There's the try. So they've got that try that they conceded in soft fashion after half-time back.
Yeah, great change of angles there from the back row of Jacob Host. The presence of Latrell Mitchell coming out the back. Harvey Norman Repte. Watch Latrell coming out the back, and the outside defenders, Manu and Dominic Young, they get up past the ball, and it opens that corridor. And Jacob Host, he changed his line, gets to the outside of Connor Watson. Manu and also Dominic Young up past the ball. Nice line running.
We've seen it so often this year when there's been a reshuffle in positions out wide, especially in the outside backs, and that 3-in defender. And the halfback Sam Walker's gone off the field. We saw it last night with the Broncos and Selwyn Cobbo going back to fullback, putting Piakura in the centres. There's a real opportunity to attack that space, and it's exactly where the Rabbitohs have gone, just on the outside shoulder of Connor Watson.
Good kick, Mitchell.
Stay behind, guys. Not early. Stay behind.
NRL game 99, Jacob Host gets a try. Burgess has made a bit of a difference actually through the middle since he's come on. Breaking news, Danica.
Yeah, this is a huge blow for the Roosters. Luckily, they are in front by the scoreline that they are, but Sam Walker, he's come off with a Category 1 symptoms of a head injury assessment, so he's been automatically ruled out of the game, and it is now likely that he'll have to stand down for the next 11 days, meaning he might not be able to take part in the Roosters clash with the Panthers next Thursday night, which is going to be a huge blow.
That's big news. Thanks, Danica. You'll see that on 9, of course, and Walker trying to set something up out wide has spilt the ball in conjunction with his support runner.
Yeah, there was an opportunity if Cody could get the ball to his fullback, Latrell Mitchell. There was some real space outside the Roosters there. They're looking to attack the Bunnies.
Sideline Angus Crichton getting ready for the Roosters. Started the year playing in New South Wales Cup. Contact game for the Roosters tonight. We'll see him shortly. Connor Watson. Solly. Ball play. Sandon Smith nearly through a hole. Good cover by Jacob Host. He nearly had them done for speed there. Tedesco threads the needle, and Johnston chases back and allows it to roll. Although it flicked his hand, there's a goal line dropout.
Yeah, shot clock on. He's all right.
Worried look, an understandably worried look on the face of Jason Demetriou and his staff.
Oh, the pressure the coaches are under. I don't know how they do it.
They'll go short here, and Latrell Mitchell, he's perfected this short dropout, and he kicks it nice and high.
He gets it above the goalpost high. They got the ball back.
I'd like to know the stat on the percentage of getting the ball back off a dropout.
62%.
62.
My nose is growing.
Knock on by the Roosters.
Well, it's a lot
It's a
more than
pass
previous
backwards.
years.
Roosters knocked the ball
Cam
on.
Murray's back
Ready
on the
scrum.
field. I just want to talk about his stats at half
It's a pass
time
backwards.
and how
you got
important he is.
in the middle.
Now,
knock
hit
on.
ups with both teams. The leading hit up player at half time was Cam Murray. He had 9 hit ups. Tackles at half time, Cam Murray had 28. Closest to him was Totola, had 16. Davey Moala had 9. Victor Radley only had 14. When you talk about a player in the South's team, how important Cody is and Latrell. If they lose Cam Murray for an extended period this year, I have real worries about South. He is working himself to a standstill.
Yes, so I think one of the observations that even South Sydney fans make about this team is that they perhaps are slightly short on middle forward depth. If you were to look at that roster, there's some impressive, they're an impressive roster. But
Davey Moala is going to be a top line front row. He's 21 tomorrow, and he's played 40 odd first grade games.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
playing halves. Mitchell, good ball. Johnston flying down the flank. Johnston kicks over the top. Totola's back there. He couldn't catch it. And the Fahu White has got it.
Yeah, they're attacking that left-hand side of the field. It's their favourite side of the field, the Rabbitohs, but it's also the deficiency in the defence. No Sam Walker out there.
Swali'i, Johnston in full flight.
It's Totola back on the inside.
Here's Angus Crichton. International origin representative, and he also played 55 games for South Sydney over 3 seasons. One of those players who have crossed that very defined border, Andrew, between Rooster and Rabbitoh territory. Where would you say the border is?
It's around Coogee.
Yep.
A lot flood over the border north. Not many go south.
Oh, look at that.
Not many Roosters over the years have gone to south, is there? Freddie?
Well, it changed the border because a long time ago, the Roosters' boundary used to go Anzac Parade. So Maroubra and all of those coastal towns were all Rooster towns. And then they infiltrated, the Rabbits infiltrated New South Wales Rugby League, and it ended up changing to Arden Street, I believe, and cut down to Coogee. Allison Road it was.
Oh, wow. What's happened there? Tane Mills got the ball. Tats has got the ball back. He kicks it. He's nearly picked it up as well. That is a dead-set dog's breakfast.
Freddie, can you go to Maroubra Beach tomorrow morning and tell the locals that it's Roosters territory?
I'm going to send Danica down.
John Sutton's down there, isn't he? He's part of the brigade that get down to Maroubra Beach, and there's no one more south than him. Well, this is all the fun and games that these two clubs have exchanged.
The last 10 minutes has been a really good period for South. And unfortunately, they've had 2 or 3 genuine try-scoring opportunities.
Very similar to the one down there.
But
There is head
unfortunately,
contact.
error followed by penalty is a bad combination.
It's off the ball, but it made
Get
contact with the head.
some air in their lungs. Is the high shot. Oh, that's a soft one. They'll get some air in their lungs now, the Chooks. Get a set start, and they'll go to work. Westpac red zone, once again, the Bunnies. 17 play the balls.
Radley rolled away from the Burgess attempted tackle. They're down on the 10. Smith has had a fine game. Another high one from top. Lost the ball.
Shot clock
Yeah,
on, where
that
do you want
period,
it?
10-minute period where
Shot clock's on,
had the
guys.
ascendancy, the Bunnies. That's some real opportunities to score.
Well, they might be leading the Westpac red zone stats, but they're attacking from further out now, Joey. That last play was around the halfway.
Yeah, that's where Cody loves to attack, between those 40-metre marks and around that halfway, where defences are more passive. They rarely rush from outside in. Gets plenty of time.
Play the ball, Johnny! Play the ball!
Jack Wright trying to spark something. Murray and Hawkins, now Koloamatangi, who's looked the most dangerous of the South Sydney players with ball in hand. Another exchange of offloading.
Victor, stand now! Wait,
Tackle made by Radley, 13 on 13. Here's Totola. Is he an Origin candidate, Andrew? Oh, the ball's come for him.
There's a one-on-one strip. Brandon Smith just called his teammates off the tackle and ripped the ball free of Totola.
Collins.
Well, the Roosters fullback, James Tedesco, he's the danger man for me. With no Sam Walker on the field, he's the one they've got to get the ball to, the Roosters, if they're looking to score more points.
That's the aforementioned Tedesco. Hunting for space, pulled down on the 10. Smith now, Crichton explodes towards the gap. Hawkins was there, as was Tass. 6 metres from the line now. Smith sends it away, and Sandon Smith away to Dominic Young. Good tackle, Johnston. Sandon Smith runs through, chases himself. It is a try to Connor Watson. It's been a long road back, so he will enjoy that.
Like Sam Walker in the first half, he just found space with his kick, Sandon Smith. A beautiful little touch off the boot. And Connor Watson, here's the turnover. Harvey Norman replay. Brandon Smith, he gained possession for his team, but it was the other Smith, Sandon. He just schemes the defensive line, finds the space straight ahead, and he's backed up by Connor Watson, who's a real competitor himself. The Roosters extend their lead.
When you said like Sam Walker, you mean he looks like Sam Walker? He kicks the same as Sam Walker. Yes. He kicked the ball before. I thought Sam Walker's back on the field.
Well, he identifies the space. He knew Latrell Mitchell was over near the goalposts, and he found the space in behind, and he kicked straight to the space. Very similar to like Sam Walker in the first half. Sandon Smith. And a nice moment for Connor Watson as well. He's had a terrible run of injuries. Patella tendon last year.
He didn't play last year at all, did he?
Missed the whole season.
He's going to get us around.
He's still competing. Here it is again here. He just steps off his left foot, straightens up.
Some moustache too. It's like a young Burt Reynolds.
Is that Adam's dad?
Uncle. Fine striker of the ball. Very basic kicking style, but very effective. South Sydney fans will want to see their team dig deep here. The scoreboard blowing out. The Roosters well on top. Just trying to put a big shot on Terrell May.
Stand now.
blasting run out near the 20. He's up there in the top 5 for try scorers in Roosters South Sydney derbies. Daniel Tupou, of course, the most prolific try scorer for the Roosters. Been a great player for a long time. Brandon Smith, 40-20 attempt, tackle 4. Mitchell, running start. They've given him no space.
They've done a great job on Latrell Mitchell tonight, the Roosters. And the biggest thing they've done is they've given him the ball without a lot of support around him. They've made him bring it back off the line, kick returns, use the energy of Latrell Mitchell coming out of trouble.
Three positive runs by South.
Got a lot of blood here. Can't play on there. Tackle 3.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's the best. Oh, it's friendly fire. Lindsay Collins' elbow. Doink.
You've got to be a bit different to see yourself on the big screen with blood pouring out of your head and laugh.
Oh, he's pegging himself heavily too.
The road to the Paris Olympics will start for our all-conquering Dolphins at the Australian Swimming Championships and the trials as well for the Olympics. That's at the Brisbane Aquatic Centre from June 10 through 15, and tickets are on sale now. Head to swimming.org.au to get your seats. It's just thrilling swimming action. You can catch it live and free on 9 and 9 now. We'll have all of our very best in action. Here's a chance. Johnston with space to move. He gets cut down and a great tackle. Tedesco, the last man standing. Jacob Host away to Hawkins. Kicks across the ground and effectively by Tupou, and really there was no one out there as a catching option. And they've compounded it with a penalty.
It was a great kick from Dean Hawkins. And these kicks across field, when they're low and hard, it's hard for the defenders. He's the lead up. Great pass, Cody Walker. Just can't get that final pass for the try. But this cross kick, it's low and flat, which is perfect because the defenders can't get around and help. But where is the winger? Can't miss those opportunities. Can't miss them. That was a great kick.
Smith, oh, the winger's coming, field. And Tupou with a left foot kick back towards the centre. Tedesco v Mitchell. He's held off the ball, Latrell. He clearly held off it.
Well, are we looking, if this is held Tedesco off the ball, this is a sin bin.
I have no try. Just have a look and see what Latrell does in regards to shadowing that ball, and does he interfere? We're looking at a possible penalty try.
It looked as if Tedesco was the one who was trying to cling on to Mitchell's jumper, maybe.
Well, we'll see what the bunker says.
Well, he's onside, James.
Roosters kick chaser onside.
There's no doubt he shields him away from the ball at the end. The ball bounces to the left. Yeah, that's an obstruction.
So you can go shoulder to shoulder, Bill. That's right. But you can't put your arms
if you're going for the ball. You've got to be going in the direction of the ball if you go shoulder to shoulder.
Okay, so what you're saying is he's run him off the ball, away from the direction of the ball.
Well, once the ball bounced to the left, he stood his ground and he's held him away from the football.
But he's allowed to stand his ground, Billy.
But watch the right arm. Watch the right arm,
Yeah.
mate.
So is this okay to hear? Oh no, he's used an arm. Yep. So that angle shows it brilliantly. So what the decision now is it a penalty try?
I don't think it's a penalty try. It'll be a sin bin.
The initial actions from Latrell to shuttle the ball are okay. However, then he pushes James Tedesco with his right hand away from the ball. I'm ruling out the possibility of a penalty try as both players are in close proximity to the ball. However, it is a professional foul. We have a decision.
So we'll go to the bin.
No, the dead ball line's in there, so there's a... No, so yeah, initially you... off for that. It's not a professional foul. No. So initially he is shadowing the ball, but then the right arm clearly plays the man, okay, which is a professional foul. Okay, so going to be in the bin for 10 minutes. Cam!
The Roosters crowd like this one.
Over here, guys.
So they're saying that everything up until the right arm was okay from Latrell Mitchell, but then when the right arm played the man and pushes James Tedesco away, he cops a knee in the head too, Tedesco.
Yeah, just with respect to that knee to the head, they got up and shook hands with a smile, so I think Teddy understood that Latrell sort of got tangled up. There's nothing deliberate about it. You wonder why he just didn't kick it over the dead ball line. We could have avoided all of it. 15 to play, and South Sydney really.
Well, Lindsay Collins has blown a hamstring.
They're snap shot. They are shot to bits. Manu, another one. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard reads, it is always sweet when the Roosters score against the Rabbits.
Yeah, become a numbers game. Joey Manu, he gets the 4-pointer. Harvey Norman replay. As you mentioned, Lindsay Collins, he looks like he's done a hamstring, but just the numbers prevail. Joey Manu goes in.
Double for Joseph Manu. Certainly the Roosters looked as if they were going to be hard to beat here, but I don't know that anyone anticipated an avalanche of this nature. And how long to go? 13.5 minutes. There'll be no let-up. Yes, Brad?
Yeah, well, if you look at South and the pressure they've received over the last couple of weeks in the media, one of the excuses has been the quality of the teams they've played. They played Manly in the first game, who were on fire. They went up to Brisbane, the team that was beating the grand final, and now the Roosters, another team who's doing very well. They've succumbed to pressure tonight. You wait until next week, they've got the Bulldogs. All excuses are out the window then. They're going to have to turn up and play for each other. It's one thing they haven't done tonight. Suwalihi.
A 30-point gap. They charged through to the finals, and actually, they were one Cameron Munster kick and Will Warbrick try away from making the prelim last year, the Roosters. So a positive end to the 2023 campaign. Looks like it's parlayed through.
Stand now. Who's carrying? That's the hero.
Well, the one thing they were searching for last year, the Roosters, was their attack. Just couldn't quite find their attack. The opening 3 rounds this year, certainly worked on that in the off-season.
Murray still going to Toller off an inside pass. He's tackled by May. Walker to Host. I think he's held it. Under heavy pressure. Hawkins, beat one. Smith makes the tackle. 10 metres out. Toller's been all effort as well this evening. Damien Cook for Dean Hawkins. For Walker wrapping around, and the pass is fired, and it is forward.
He just hesitated for a split second, Cody Walker.
Where do you want it?
He held the ball up and then floated the pass forward.
Let's try the shot clock on.
It's a little hesitation, and then it just drifts forward. There's a real opportunity there for the Rabbits.
Dean Hawkins has played well, considering he's been on the back foot all night. Very hard for a halfback to do his job, especially a young halfback when your forwards are just getting dominated. And Lachlan Ilias played really well in a reserve grade. In the earlier game, they had a big win over the Roosters. So the young fullback.
Gray?
Ty Gray, yeah. It won't be long, he'll be in the top grade.
Fast,
tough.
Young Queenslander.
Oh.
He's only about 5 foot tall, but he's courageous.
Tedesco first receiver, good ball. Nice play. Young kicks ahead and pursues the kick. And he's got over there to get it, Jack Whiten. But he put a hand on the sideline. That's a penalty. Tackle was finished. So, just a comment from you both.
I'm going to wait till you guys come back here.
How the game next week, South versus the Bulldogs. I'm trying to think of the context here. It's an important game, but with respect to the immediate future of the club, how important is that game?
Well, they just have to win. They got to find a way. There's the next 5 games. They got Bulldogs at home, Warriors at home, Sharks at home, the bye, and then Melbourne away. But all eyes are on just next week, the Bulldogs game.
They've got to find it through their effort, Joey, through the urgency of their effort. And they need to look at this game here and work out where there was lack of urgency and lack of effort. And that's what, there's no shortcuts to getting into form. They've got to work for it.
And just to put a little bit more context around that question, they've, to end last year, won 4 of their last 15. After leading the competition, they dropped out of the season dramatically, and they're going to go into a Good Friday clash round 4 with none and 3 this year. So you could say, you know what, we've lost 3 games at the start of the year. It's not dire straits, but when you put into context what happened at the end of last season, you can see why there's obvious frustration and concern around what's happening at the club.
You see he made that tackle and cover, Cam Murray, and he was on his haunches. He could hardly get to his feet.
He was made 47.
He could not have done any more.
Numbers again. Young kicks back to the inside. Tedesco is there. He toes it ahead. He gets it down spectacularly. The captain's back in business this year.
Well, they say the harder you work, the luckier you get. And James Tedesco, there's no luck involved in this performance. There's no luck involved with his form. He's worked hard over the off-season. That's been evident with his performances. And he's still there pushing through the middle. Nice little play down the right-hand side. It was Tedesco that got the ball to Joey Manu, who found Dom Young in some space. And there he is, the everywhere man. Beautiful skill at the end. Harvey Norman replay and the execution to finish it off. What a player, James Tedesco. Down to you, Freddie.
Yeah, well, the first time he backed up through the middle, it ended up seeing their fullback Latrell Mitchell in the sin bin for 10 minutes. And in this time, they've scored a couple of tries. Have a look at the fast twitch on this bloke. He just relaxes. He knows he's got it. He knows he's got the time. Look at that. He's going on 95, 100 curlo. Wouldn't you love that sort of twitch? It's a bit like you, Joe, in your heyday.
Yeah, I doubt it. There's no fast twitch there. Billy, coaching against James Tedesco, what's it like?
Well, the first thing you need to do is you've got to do what the Roosters have done to Latrell Mitchell. You've got to make him bring it off his own line. But he's so fit and he's so involved that you need to make sure that the whole team are aware of where he is at all times. He'll be going into dummy half, he'll be getting the ball first receiver, he'll be sweeping out wide, and he'll be pushing through the middle like he scored this try here. He's an everywhere man, so you've got to be on your game, but you've got to get your game on to nullify his opportunities.
He's got it on a string. Suaalii with the conversion. Well, Sunday footy. It's back with a bang, and Parramatta against Manly. It is another great rivalry which has stood the test of time, live and free, right here on 9 from 3 p.m. for all the build-up and analysis with Rugby League's greatest minds. What a game.
What about the halfback battle? Moses versus Cherry Evans, Joey?
Well, both of them so important to their team. Cherry Evans is getting better and better over 30, and Mitchell Moses is coming to that sweet spot of his career where everything slows down, and I have no doubt they would have watched last night's game with Nathan Cleary and thought, right up, I've got to emulate that. I want to make a big statement on Sunday. I can't wait for Sunday. There'll be nothing in it. Turbo, Lee Gutho, Moses, Cherry Evans,
Brooks and Brown,
all over the field. Well, that was so dominant last week. He just bullied the whole edge.
Gee, 50 points is in the offing if they want it. Watson comes driving onto one, and the tackle was completed on 5. Yes, Brad?
Latrell Mitchell's got 20-odd seconds to go before he comes back on. I was talking to Luke Keary, and I mentioned it before about how what they got wrong in last week's game. It'd be interesting if Parramatta do the same. He said, you watch Manly, they spread the ball coming out of trouble and they make metres on the edges. And Luke Keary said it looked exciting and they try to do it. It'd be interesting if Parramatta stick to their own game plan, work on offloads, work on running hard, getting over the advantage line, big kicking game. Mitchell's back on the field.
Oh, I didn't think they were booing you, Brad. That's quite the reception.
Mate, I kicked you 40-20.
I know. They're attacking to that left-hand side. Well, Jack Whiten, he's been all effort.
He's been effort, hasn't he? He's put his body on the line. Oh. Falcon.
I'm sure the Falcon will be watching in great despair this evening. Butcher. 4.5 to play.
They're not done, the Roosters.
No way. Radley. Pass for Connor Watson. So lively. At his best. An exciting footballer, Connor Watson. Wonderful to have him back for the Roosters. Maria Hargreaves around the decoy that time. Numbers out wide for Young, but they adjust. Johnston with the tackle. Play 3 used. Oh, Terrell May done a leg. Something's happened. I lost Collins earlier. Here's JWH.
Great tackle. Kalamatangi.
And Crichton all over the top. Brandon Smith spirals it for Tedesco. He's going to score right underneath the sticks.
Well, I think initially he was going to chase a kick off Brandon Smith. But just watch the movement while the ball's in the air. Steps off his right foot and just beats the defender while the football's in the air. found the space. Oh, he's had some sort of game, James Tedesco. Here it is here, last play. Smith goes down the short side, gets an offload, and then he just pushes forward. Just that movement just before he received the football. James Tedesco, Harvey Norman replay. It's Angus Crichton that delivers the offload. He just fires the ball, Brandon Smith. And just moves at the last minute. Steps inside host. James Tedesco.
What about when them balls are coming like that and they're a bit high and you've got your arms up and you can feel someone coming and you're waiting for your ribs to get busted?
Well, they're exposed, aren't they? When you've got to reach up.
There's nothing worse.
And you've got to keep your eye on the football. That's courage.
And you can feel someone coming from outside in with a target on your ribs. As you said, Bill, the movement, the late movement. I really felt for him last year, James Tedesco. A lot of criticism, especially around Origin time. The Roosters were struggling. The Blues weren't at their best. But if anything, he was trying too hard. He was trying to play as a fullback, as a front rower, as a halfback. He's the champion.
48-6. Can they raise the bat for 50? Brad.
Yeah, you talk about Teddy's form. Coming into this season, the first three fullbacks he's up against was Reece Walsh, Tom Trbojevic and Latrell Mitchell. I've got to say, he's had a fair crack at all three of them. When he's getting the ball off second and third receiver, he's so much more dangerous. You spoke about him worried about his ribs. What about Jacob Host when he looks up and he realised it's James Tedesco, like one of the fastest blokes in the comp. He's 95 kilo, strong as an ox. That's a hard tackle, and that's why he's so dangerous when he's getting the ball off second and third receiver.
Well, he's gone early here, Suoliti. The ball didn't go 10 metres before
early.
he caught
Got to
it.
go 10 metres.
How far off is Jai Arrow? He hit the shoulder. There was talk of a month off.
I think he's indefinite.
Yeah. Well, but they weren't committed to a timeline.
So there's no one else coming back for next week. And Jack White, he's hobbling.
I don't think you keep him out.
Well, it's got to come from within, Joey.
Yeah.
And they can't find it through other people. They've got to look at themselves individually and collectively as a team. It's got to come from within.
Rabbitohs. Just that man that we saw on the left of screen in that previous shot, Campbell Graham, is a huge hole. Mitchell tries to get around them and will go with strength instead. No way through.
Jack White can't run. He's in all sorts.
Hawkins for Koloamatangi. The defence tried to get at Sandon Smith, but the reinforcements were there. Numbers left if they go that way. The ball bounces out. You're right about White because Johnston's had to come in and play in the centres. And the Roosters do not want to give up anything. Mitchell, one of those flat kicks.
It's been some sort of effort by the Roosters, and they've got their leader in Jared Waerea-Hargreaves playing his 300th game, and they've really put in an effort for him tonight. He's a real warrior, this bloke. He's been a great player for a long time, and to play 300 games is no mean feat, but to do it in his position is incredible.
And in his style of play.
Joseph Suoliti. Trying to think of a word to describe that
kick. The Roosters fans rejoice. The most bitter of derbies has gone the way of the tricolours. And they stretch this recent run of victories to 4 in 5 games. It's a night about that man, though. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, one of the finest Roosters ever. One of the finest front rowers ever. And an evening where he becomes the 50th player to reach the 300-game milestone and just the 7th specialist prop. And all things panning out according to plan, he will likely become the most capped Rooster ever. What a night for Trent Robinson's team and for Jason Demetriou and the South Sydney Rabbitohs. It is a dark period. 48-6 at full time.